So I do feel that of all the 6 categories that were discussed in the DMCA paper that I read online, the rules should all be treated differently when coming to a conclusion about copyright, because everything is done so differently, and people do, like, a movie is different from a song. Like, what if you want to take a clip from a movie? Like, maybe you shouldn't change the clip in any way, but you can use it in the background, whereas like a song, you can kind of mix it up and remix it or something. So I think all the rules should be done differently. But being able to use the clips in a classroom are just the beginning to open up a new era for like our kids in school, to be able to introduce them to the past, and to be able to take things that were done in the past and bring them into the future so that they're not forgotten. And it's a shame that a student has to go through so much now. Well, maybe not as much as we probably had to now that the laws have changed, but kids have to go through so much if they want to be able to use a video. Most of them probably won't even be able to use a video in their classroom. But what I'm kind of concerned about is the amount that they're allowed to use. Like, how much can a student use? I know you can't change it, but it doesn't seem to end. Like, okay, now we're allowed to use videos, but we can only use so much of that video. Like, it's like one thing after another, and there's no really in-between line of how we really can use it, and I think that is so confusing for people. I think fair use is a great thing because you're allowed to use some of these things to teach lessons, but at the same time, like, don't people require you to learn outside of school? So say you're just somebody hanging out in your house and you see something that would be really interesting, and you can think of some things that you've seen that are kind of like that you'd like to add in your video. Are you allowed to put that in a YouTube video that you make on your own spare time? Wouldn't that be being creative and teaching the world new things by using past things to help explain it? I don't understand. I think what I'm having a hard time understanding is, why is it such a big deal? Like, I really don't understand why it is such a big deal. I mean, I think a lot of Disney movies are there to help teach a lesson, so to be able to use it when teaching a lesson should be a great thing. I mean, putting Disney at the end of your video or your PowerPoint just to give them the, like, hi, they did this, then that should be more than enough. I really don't get it. I think the remix, the video for the Disney video was awesome. Kind of confusing because it was so, like, fast-paced because they only said, like, one word, but it's amazing how they made a 10-minute clip out of a million different videos, and we're still able to promote a couple of their other videos and to give people ideas that you can do some fun things with stuff like that. I just think that it's horrible that there is this lack of creativity in the world due to one person and this copyright law, when there could be so much more out there and so much more things that a person can do to really open the eyes of some other people. So I think that's a real shame.